Happy birthday, 15th Amendment. This week, 151 years ago in 1870, Iowa approved the 15th Amendment to the Constitution. And as goes Iowa, so went the nation. At least in this case, because the nation finally had a 3/4 majority of states who were willing to uphold that, and I quote, the rights of citizens. Fuck you. And I quote, the rights of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. They mean slavery. When they say condition of servitude, they're talking about slavery. Perhaps they changed the wording to sanitize the horror. And the 15th also gave Congress the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. And thus was born the enduring argument about states' rights. You see, holdout states got really peeved about this perceived infringement of the federal government on the rights of individual states to be racist hellholes. And the fight continues today. It is important to point out that when the vote was extended to citizens, it's important to point out that the vote was extended to citizens. Read dudes. Women did not get included lest we cast our votes in a way that would insist our humanity be recognized. And although we do have the votes now, this fucking part. It's important to realize that the vote was extended to citizens. Read dudes. Women were not included lest we cast our votes that would insist our humanity be recognized. And although we do have the vote now, the respect for our humanity part is still slightly questionable and not necessarily codified. That is, until now. Hope is on the horizon. But hope is on the horizon. For more of that interview with Vote Pro Choice's Heidi Seek, check out ActTV's YouTube page, and don't forget to subscribe. I did a long interview with her just yesterday. It should be up there by now. You can get the full skinny on repo rights and justice in this new Biden era. Final thought. As we celebrate the anniversary of the passage of the 15th Amendment and the likely passage of the ERA, we must remember that the most significant fact about the 15th Amendment in American history is that it was essentially ignored and circumvented for nearly a century. Constitutional rights can be little more than words on paper unless institutions exist with the power to make sure those rights are actually enforced. But even if the 15th Amendment played a relatively minor role for 100 years, its text authorized the Voting Rights Act of 1965. I wonder what it is that we activists are doing right now that in 100 years will be the foundation of peace, liberty, and justice for all. Whatever it is, keep doing it. You're watching Act TV. I put her fucking recorded and god damn it.